Okay, so here's what we're doing today. So I got this all tested out already. Seem to be working fine. I did uh, some small mods. I don't know how much of those changes I've made while I was offline, but basically I've been using it for a while. I've been testing it on several games I'm playing, and the thing is, I also play flight simulator games, and so I have to switch between my um, rudders and my pedals. And when I did, it wasn't easy. So if you notice, I had to take out the whole thing with the base. Initially, I was what I had in mind was to take off each pedal from the rig, but doing that, side of it, it's very it's very tedious. I'm gonna be moving the wires too much, and I'm afraid that might damage the cables, especially now that I still haven't made an enclosure for my board area. So I'd like to be able to make this sturdy enough, get the board enclosed and mounted on the base, uh, and putting it back, I can't imagine like having to measure it again, putting it at the right spot. So what I wanted was just to have it already on a base like this and put it on the rig. But well, for one, um, I need this aluminum profile to stay on the rig so I can mount my rudder pedals um, on the same base. So this will have to stay on the rig. And instead, what I plan on doing is to have like a plate where the pedals would be fixed, and I can take the whole thing with a plate and mount it on the base whenever I need to use this, whenever I need to use the pedals, and take the whole thing out when I would switch to my rudders. And that's what I'm gonna do today. I basically designed a very simple plate, um, about um, 400 millimeters more, and I'm gonna cut that on my CNC, which is right here. So I'm gonna use this aluminum plate, which is like a 6 millimeter aluminum plate, which I think is thick enough to be sturdy. Now it's kind of big. I mean, what I'm cutting is just 40 centimeters, so about this big. So I'm gonna start from here. Should be about only up to here, but we need some space to leave so we don't crash our CNC on the mounts, on the fixtures. Okay, So that's what we're gonna do. Thinking of changing the waste bed, but that could take a while. I just bought a new waste bed, supposed to be for this, but I think maybe I'll save that for later. I'll just use this. So we don't want to be cutting through this mount, this fixture. So what I'll do is first to cut 2 holes about the middle of the plate, then fix it on the board on the table with some wood screw, and then take these mounts off of the aluminum plate and maybe rest it on the wood. But that might not really be necessary, and I could still use a lot of support here. So maybe I just drill the holes, put in the screws, and then just maybe move this one to the side so it's out of the way. Yeah, so the plate is going to be about this big. It's let's see, 40 centimeters. So about to here. Yeah, we don't want to cut that. So yeah, maybe I can move this over here, but I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I can just stick with a screw. I guess we'll see later when we have the G-code loaded up, and we can see where the coordinates are exactly. So let's I'm gonna get my end mill. So I'm quite new to cutting aluminum, and so far this single flute 3mm end mill is doing a great job. Okay. Load it up. Yeah, it's actually, I'm starting to get familiar with cutting aluminum. So far, I've only wasted like about 6 or 5 at least. 6 of this or 5 of this in trying to understand the right feed rates, the right speeds, and now so far it's been doing good. It's been doing okay. Hold on. Okay, this is our jog control, something, I don't know exactly what it's called. So let's reset it. So it's not yet resetting. Let's see what's going on here. Why isn't it connecting? It should reset. Nope, nope, not resetting. So let's take out the dongle and put it back in. Try it again. Reset. Oh, there. Yep, so that worked. Okay, I'll be turning on the chiller. Make sure we don't overheat the spindle. Yeah, the spindle goes quite fast, like about 16,000 RPM. Okay, next thing we'll do is to load our G-code. That was a crash. Just run it again. No, it seldom happens. You know, with this Chinese CNC, you can expect that. Like they're not even using. I don't think they're using a licensed Mac 3 here. But I don't know. I just use it. It comes with a package. There you go. Reset that again. Okay. Load the G code. Pedals plate. So we start with these two holes. There's just two holes there, so it should be fast, but we have to set our 0. Okay, let's set where our 0 should be. I think the best way to do that is first to load the outline, which would be like, I guess, the 4th. No, not the 4th. That's so I would suppose it's the 5th, which would show us the outline, the whole thing. Yeah, there you go. That's going to be the shape. So let's find out where 0 is. First, by moving our Z to the right height, because we don't want it just plunging down straight to our bed, that would destroy um, the mill end immediately. So we move it. Let's move it, set it to 0. Small steps, small steps. Yeah, that will do. Oh. Okay. So to set it to 0, you tell the software this is our 0. Okay, good. Now where is our x and y 0? Wait, maybe just to be safe, in case our bed is not that level, I'll have it up higher and go to our 0. So that's our 0. But obviously that's not the 0 that we need. Hold on. Our 0. Okay. Our 0 should be somewhere over here. So we lift the Z up just to make sure we're not touching the base. Now we move. And I can actually just type in a command and tells the head to go all the way to the other end. I can do that, but I don't know, for some reason we'd rather use this because it's what it's for, I guess. Move it, move it. All the way. All the way. Okay. Move the Z back down again. Make sure we're on the right place. Yep, yep. Okay, so this time we set the Y to 0, so it's 260. Now time for the X. Move the X. Yeah, just about there. Let's check if it's safe, like we're not touching the still. Oh yeah, so yeah, that's pretty, I'd say, safe. Maybe I can like move this here a little bit more. Yeah, just to make sure. Yeah. So we set 0 x to 0 so that if we tell the router goes to 0, 0, 0, it should be down there. Yep. Yep. Okay. So now let's bring down the Z to touch. Let's do it the proper way. Have some paper. Okay. Yep. That's our 0. And we're all set. Okay. But wait. Let's move this to make sure it's not touching our bed. Yep. Because 40 goes all the way up to here. No, 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 no. Although there's a bit of a taper there, but we have to check. Then again, I can just take it out, like when we have the screws here. Could be safe already. So let's put in the 2 holes. So let's load hello plate 0, 1. Okay, so we're about ready. Should we start now? Okay, let's go. Okay. Two holes. Let's move it to 0. Okay. Hold on. Let me get some screws. So I'm gonna be drilling quite a lot of holes there. Because, well, normally I'd be using just what? 4 times 3, 12 holes. But we want to be able to move the pedals, adjust the spacing and all that. So I made like what, 4 sets of holes there, which means I'm gonna be drilling a lot of holes. So it's like 48 holes. I think it's more than 4. Could be even 5, I think. Okay. Now, checking if this is going to mess it up. Let's check the rest of the holes first. Let's see if any of them will be touching. Those fixtures, those lamps. Wait, what are these? Oh, those are not holes. Those are the side holes for mounting the plate itself to the bed. Now, let's go for the third. It's taking a while to load, so maybe this one. Yep. Those are all the holes there. And we want to check if this is going to collide with this. So we don't want that. So I'll move the head over there. First, let's move our Z out of the way just to make sure. And let's move our Y. You know what? I'm gonna type it in. Hold on. Yeah. So we issue a G0Y let's say 100 x 100. That moves our head 100 by 100. Yep. Then let's do that again. But this time we go to 200. 200. It's absolute. Okay. Now we check. So we're still far off. Let's do that again, but this time it's going to be, I believe, y is 240. X would be, let's say, 300. And let's see where it goes. Don't collide. Yeah, nope. No collision. And let's check. Are we close? Okay, so the hole is below. Okay, so which is good. Let's move it manually. See, X is moving. Very good so far. Good. Still good. Okay. There. Now we move it down because Y somewhere down here. There. So that's where the hole would be. So this is safe so far. I don't need to remove it. When there are more holes here, I can screw more, add more screw, make it more stable. But right now, that should work. Okay, let's go back to 0. Move 0. There I go. Now I'm gonna raise it a little because we don't want. You notice how it was sort of just a bit violent when it's doing the initial when it touches the metal. So I'm gonna raise it up a little so the impact would be not as much. I'm also going to decrease the feed rate just a little bit. Although actually shouldn't be a problem. Okay. So let's begin the begin. See, that was a better um, approach, you might say. It's not so violent. And these things, you learn it as you go. Like in my case, I had to waste like 5 end mills just to get it right. It's one hole. That's your hole number 2 on the way. That was about 1 minute per hole. So it's going to be, could take like, there are 48 holes, at least 48 minutes. So I don't think we're gonna finish the whole thing. I mean, on live stream, I'll probably cut it midway, and yeah, just get back to you when it's almost done. Like there are 6 steps to this. First, we drilled the first 2 holes um, for the screws. Then we drill. Actually, it's more of a boring thing. So we have 48 holes to bore. Then after that, we still have like 4 slots. Those are buckets, which could take a while also, because pocketing takes longer than boring. Then after that, we do the contour, where we cut the whole plate. Then after that, we do the we call that chamfering. So we chamfer the edges so it's not too sharp to handle, and it looks, well, much better. So we have now, this is the 5th hole, and it's about 4 minutes, so it's not exactly 1 minute per hole, maybe 50 seconds per hole. Yeah, that happens. Kinda get used to it. I think when you're learning how to mill, first thing you need to overcome really is the fear. Like, took me over a year before I can actually cut aluminum. I was cutting wood, and even with wood, like, I'm not so used to like how the sound was like it sounded so violent, like something's breaking all the time. So I had to find out what was the right settings, what was the right feed rates. that would be just right for the material I'm working on. So I did a lot of research on YouTube, and that's where I learned about having to use like a single flute, um, and with a single flute you can have higher spindle speed, which on other mill ends, like I had mostly four flutes, like 15,000 RPM would be too fast for four flutes if you're cutting aluminum. Um, so it tends to overheat the material and also the mill end, and yeah, that makes it. Um, it gives a very you might say like something's not right, you know, like you're overpowering something. That's how it sounded. So I did some more research, and at the time when I was starting out, looking for a single flute was not easy. Uh, so until finally, when I did some more looking, and eventually, I guess, since CNC is starting to get popular, it's more available now than before. So I was able to buy, like, good thing I bought like a whole set of the mill, same mill end. Without even realizing, I bought 10 of the same end mills, which was good because then you know exactly how to adjust, how to calibrate everything. Unlike if you have different end mills, when you're done with one, when it fails, then you try again on a new end mill with the different specs, and then that's not gonna work. You should be able to try it on the same exact end mill in different ways, different speeds, and all that. So you can get what really works and what doesn't. Initially, I also thought that working with metal, I need to have like that the, the cooling or the flooding liquid flowing over it while doing all this, which also somewhat discouraged me because there's so much to do in order to do that, and I couldn't use this wooden wasteboard if that was the case. So uh, then with research, I also found out it's really not going to be necessary, because with a single flute at the right speed with the right material, it's not going to overheat. Um, what they call cheap ejection. That's the important thing. Like when you don't uh, When the chips do not settle there, when they're properly ejected out of the hole or whatever you're doing, so they don't get in contact, at least not a lot of them, with the end mill, then it's not going to melt or something. Because when they do, if they stay there, they overheat, they melt, then they stick to the end mill, and it makes the end mill dull, which makes it more difficult for the end mill to cut, which again makes it even hotter, and then the cycle goes on. So I made 5. So there are 60 holes there, I think. So 5 here, but this is 6. True. And that would probably be 6. So that's 5, 12, another 5. That's again. That's 5, 12, another 5, that's 10. That's 22. Oh, so it's only 48. No, 44. Only 44 holes all in all, because it's just one line here and another on the other end. So if this is 5, that's 6. Yeah. And we have another set here. That's going to be 22 on each side. Therefore, there's 44 all in all. I'll just finish one row, and then I'll cut off the stream and be back probably when we're cutting the whole plate already. It's now 15 minutes. intentionally made the model thicker than the actual plate, so I could have like an allowance of 0.5 millimeter. Um, that's to make sure it cuts all the way through, and also so that I don't necessarily have to position the end mill right on top of the plate, like when it's touching the plate. Oh, oh, oh no. Oh. So it's not exactly symmetrical. I think I have. Okay, this is the last five, I suppose. It's only five. Because I would have the. Well, I should have the. Hmm. This is where the accelerator is. And the brakes would normally be closer to the accelerator. So I should have more holes here than there. Unless, because the clutch is farther away from the brake than the accelerator. I have to check the design again. I think there should have been more holes here. Yeah, I think it will work. I mean, I don't intend to be moving it all the time anyway. Oh yeah, and I still have to like put the threads, which would also take a while. I think that's the next step. Putting the thread, which will require a different end mill. My phone battery is also running low, so I think 20 minutes would be just about the right time to end my stream. Okay, getting to the last hole. Imagine if you have to drill this manually. I wonder if you can get it as straight and aligned like this with perfect spacing. That's the good thing about CNC. And it's going to be tiring for sure. Okay, so we're starting on the other next row, and I'm gonna stop here for now. I'll be seeing you later. Bye bye.